What's going on YouTube? Today's video, we have the brand new ZAFRO Towerfan. We're going to be taking a look in this video. We're going to go through my full in-depth review in terms of scientific testings and everything you need to know about this product. I'll start off the unboxing experience first. When you box it for the first time, it's pretty standard packaging for these tower fans. You know, you got foam, protection, and this does come with the remote, very nice size, as well as 2 AAA batteries and the base. There's no tools required whenever you have to install this for the first time. You just kind of friction fit it and then twist it onto the bottom, and it's pretty much good to go. There's even a spot for the cable. You can route it either the front or the back of the base itself. And this also does have rubber pads, so whether you have it on hardwood or carpet, you're not going to scratch anything up in terms of that, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and jump into a bunch of the specifications and just everything that I like about this and everything that I don't like about it. You can see kind of a reference between this turbo poly fan and this tower fan. The base on this one is not weighted, so just an FYI, it might wobble a little bit on the higher modes. I'm not entirely sure. We'll just double check and test it out. And check this out. This actually has a green display, which I think is a nice touch. I actually really like this green display. Super nice remote. It's an IR sensor remote, so you have to point at the unit itself. It's not going to be able to change like the speed or anything if you point it the other way, so you have to point at the actual display. But it has everything you absolutely need in terms of power, speed settings, mode, timers, oscillation, and then you can also do timers. And this one actually does half-hour increments. So if we go do the timers, we have half hour, 1 hour, and it goes in all the way up to, I believe, 12 hours. Which is really, really nice that you could do half hours. I really like that feature. And then you can press and hold it to actually go faster. So let me go and press and hold this, and it'll go fast. But again, you have to make sure that you're pointing at the unit itself. So yeah, and then you got the oscillation. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Also on the display, you can change the modes here. So on the left, you have all of your different modes, as well as your sound, because this also beeps. That's how it's gonna sound. Which I like to just turn that off by default for all of my fans and stuff, just so it's a little easier to control without, you know, interrupting anyone. So we have a few different modes here. So we have this fan right there. We also have this breeze, which is a nature version, automatic, and sleep. I did read this for the sleep. It does go down 3 levels, I believe, at a certain amount of time. It's like every 30 minutes. So if you start at level 4 in 30 minutes, it'll go to level 3, and then 2, and then 1. It only does 3 speed increments, so it'll only go down 3 times. And you can see this also, you can change the display to where it auto shuts off after you're done using it, just by pressing this display button on the remote. So if you want to keep it on completely, regardless of whether you touch the display or you change the mode, then you can keep it on forever. Or if you just turn it off and then you change the mode, then it'll wake up, which is what I prefer in my opinion. Because you'll be able to tell if it's on. You'll hear it, see it moving, whatever you need to do. Another thing I like is that this only uses one of these smaller plugs, unlike a bunch of the other units that are using like 3-prong, and they're super huge power bricks. This one's only a 2-prong and it has the fuse built in. If we take a look at the back of the tower fan, this has a handle here. It also does have a screw here right at the top. I don't know if you can see it. This is actually to be able to clean the unit. So you can go to remove the screw here. Very simple. This is to be able to clean out the blades and air dust them or vacuum them. Vacuum is probably the safer way to go, so you don't blow dust everywhere. So this whole portion right here, you could completely rinse this out with water if you want to make it as easy as possible. Make sure it's dry before you put it back. And then for the actual blade here, I've cleaned one of these before a long time ago, but you can hit it with an air duster or vacuum it up, and it's very simple to do. And also there are like lubrications, I don't know if you can see it, on the very top where that little stick is right there. I'm kind of pointing at it. That you can re-lube in case it starts to get noisy, but it has a really generous amount of lubrication on it as well. Super simple, just 1 screw. Now the rated power on this is only 36 watts. That seems really low in terms of its power tower fan, but we will double check just to test it out. And now that I'm looking at it, there's actually a little indentation here for the handle. I'm gonna double check it to see if I can actually put the remote there to store it. You can. So that's where you're gonna actually store the remote as well. That's a nice touch. I didn't even realize that until right now, especially built in. So I don't have to worry about losing a piece. Unlike Drea, where they have this controller holder, but if you were to lose this piece, you're pretty much screwed. So, you know, you always have to have that placed on, and it's extruding. It doesn't really look the greatest. This is pretty much a lot more hidden. You could barely see it. You'll know it's there because it's in the handle. It helps it from, you know, losing it. And plus, if you don't really use the remote, you just store it in there. So what we noticed for all of our breakdowns in terms of wattage, wind, decibel rating, and distance tests, we have everything written down here on this notepad when we were doing all the testings. We're going to show you everything that we noticed. We didn't do every single mode because there's 12 of them, so I like to kind of just compress that a little bit, and this is what we got as follows. So for speed 1, we got 2.3 watts of power. For speed 3, we were getting 4.7 watts of power. Speed 6, 10.8 watts of power. Speed 9, 19.5 watts of power. And speed 12, 27.8 watts of power. So technically this is under the rated power. I believe it was around 28 watts. However, whenever you do add oscillation, whenever you turn that on, it adds an additional 2 watts of power. We're going to round up to 30 watts whenever we're doing our calculations for the annual cost and everything else like that for this device. But just keep in mind of the wattage. Now, in terms of power for this device, it was able to output 5.4 miles per hour on speed 1, 7.8 miles per hour on speed 3, 11 miles per hour on speed 6, which is really good, 13 miles per hour on speed 9, and a max rating of 14.8 miles per hour on speed 12. Now, I did a testing to see what my polyfan was at for Drio, and that one was also at 14.8 miles per hour, so it's just as powerful as the polyfan. Now the decibel rating, I did a minimum and a maximum. So the minimum on speed 1 was 37.9 watt decibel rating. And then for the max was 68.6 decibels. So it doesn't get too loud. It might be quieter than 37 decibels, but my decibel meter does not get lower than 30. And it was just in a regular living room with ambient like sound and everything else like that. So just take it with a grain of salt. It is a quiet unit though, regardless. Now in terms of distance, we did a 25-foot hallway and we were getting a bunch of readings. Until right here is about 12 feet. And then from right there to this doorknob, right here is another 12 feet. So this is 24 feet. And then it's a little bit further than 25 feet. Right where the camera is right here is about 26 feet. I'm pretty sure, I'm 90% certain that it'll reach this just based off of how, you know, powerful it is. Fan speed 1, we're gonna just see when it starts to cut off, which is right around, so about 9, maybe 10 feet. Right here is where it cuts off. 10 feet on speed 1. So now we're gonna go up to speed 6, which should go past this. So we're still getting a wind current. Usually it's about 2 miles per hour when it's getting closer to dying off. Right now we're at 1 mile per hour, so we just crossed the 12-foot mark. I could stop the fan, the blade, to make sure I'm still getting current, and we still are. It's still going. I'm gonna stop it, make sure it's still accurate. We're still getting fan. So this one's actually getting past 17 feet. We're getting about 1 mile per hour still. And I could still feel it from here, so it's really nice. So it looks like it died off right around a little closer over here. A little bit closer. Yeah, so right around here is when it's about to start die off. So 12, about the 20-foot mark, I would say. Around 19 to 20 feet. Right around here is when it starts to die off. Now we're gonna go to fan speed 12. Which it should 100% reach this part. Yeah, we're getting a good fan speed. So we're gonna go straight up to the 24 foot, which is right at this gold knob like I showed you. We're getting fan speed. I don't know if you could tell. So it's about the 22-foot mark is where it Drio and other stuff, but we were still getting 22 feet. So unless you have a huge house or living room or something like that, you're gonna be good on terms of this, in terms of power, throw, and everything else like that. Especially if you use this in a mid-size room or a small bedroom, you'll have no issues whatsoever. So when we come to the calculation for this equation that we usually do for this, it's power equals energy multiplied by time. So pretty simple. This is rated at 30 watts, what we got. We're going to divide that by 1,000, and that's basically 1 kilowatt equivalent. And that's going to give us 0.03 kilowatts. Now we're just going to turn this into a kilowatt hour, multiply that number by an average of whatever you plan to use this on. I like to do 8 hours, so we just multiply that by 8. we're getting 0.24 kilowatt hours. Now we just multiply that number by whatever PG&E cost. In this case, California, super expensive, 60 cents a kilowatt hour. Gives us about 14 cents every 8 hours. So that's just what a grain of salt. Obviously, if you were using this on mode 12, 8 hours a day, multiple days, you're going to have $1 per week, $4 per month, and then $48.38 a year, assuming you're using it every single day, 8 hours continuously. Very low when it comes to the cost on this, and it's way more beneficial than using, central AC or anything else like that. Obviously, you would pair this with an AC in order to circulate colder air, but this definitely cools you down rather than the room. So with all that being said, very nice fan. I love the green display on the top, able to show you everything that you need to know in terms of which speed you're at, if it's connected to Wi-Fi and everything else like that. Super nice. The app itself, I would say, it gets the basics done. It's not super polished or anything else like that, but it still gets, everything that you need in terms of an app. So I think it's okay. It's not, the best, but it's not buggy. So that's the main thing. It's not buggy or anything else like that. It gets the job done. I would definitely buy this fan for sure. If I had like more options out there, this would be something that I would definitely buy, because not only is it powerful, but it's cost effective and you have that green display. Like, I'm a sucker for that green display. It's super easy to see during the daytime, which is why they chose green. In terms of white LEDs, it's a little harder to see during daytime because of glare and everything else like that. I know in the video it's different because it's like directed light, like shining right at this, but if it was like in, your normal daylight in the house, then you're not gonna have any issues seeing this as opposed to a white LED. So overall, I think it's a really nice product. If you want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description, or you can scan the QR code right here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.